Stop being afraid to fail because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Hey guys, welcome back to 5-0-100-0.com. I am Nugget! And that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Guys, I want to talk to you today about the fear of failure. And I know there's been a lot of material published on this, and you've seen it in motivational material, in videos, motivational speakers, etc. But have you ever had a situation where you were afraid to do something, right? Maybe it's having a tough conversation and it feels confrontational, right? Or going in to see your boss about a raise, or taking the plunge and getting a new job. All these things, right? Asking the girl out. All these things, we build it up in our head and we look at it from a perspective of failure. That what if the girl says no? What if the boss won't give me a raise? What if I start the conversation with that stranger and they don't reciprocate, right? Well, if you've lived long enough, you've probably had situations where either you had that moment of bravado or I'm just going to do it, right? Because the pain was greater of not knowing than it was of knowing, and you finally just did it, or you had to do it for whatever reason it might be. And the thing is, it's always true that even though we'll go through those moments and we'll overcome our fear and get it done and realize that fact that the fear of failure is unwarranted, and it's only you that's feeding that beast, right? It's you that's feeding that fear through your lack of action. So the way I look at it is, instead of having a fear of failure, understand or accept that you're going to have that fear, and that you need to just look at it differently. Not as a fear of failure, or that just accepting that you're going to feel the emotions that you associate with fear. And instead change it to, it's like I have butterflies. I've got nerves, but the nerves will give you energy, right? That nervous energy, that anxiousness. But look at that as, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to conquer it. The reason I have that energy is so that I can execute what I need to execute, that I can take the plunge. Because once you do enough of this, you make this a pattern, right? You have a new learned behavior, a new habit of conquering your fears or of the unknown, then you're going to be a lot better off, and you're going to find out, holy crap, the world's my oyster. And you learn to take some no's, right? Learn to take rejection as just another step closer to where you want to go. So if you've applied for 10 jobs, right, and 8 of them said no, but that 9th one, they said yes, and it actually puts you in a better financial position, it's doing something you love to do, and it gets you out of a dead-end situation or a toxic environment in your job, boom, then it was all worth it. Yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable because there's no certainty with it. And a lot of people, sadly enough, will stay in a state of toxicity, of complaining about whatever situation they're in, and not take any action to actually change their situation. Once you take that action, you realize you have nothing to fear, and your life is made better. Will you make mistakes and, because of all your action and conquering fears, take some steps back? You could look at it that way. You could also look at it as it's a learning lesson. What is the story about Edison and the light bulb, right? He had 1,000 failures when he tried to make the light bulb, and he said, I just found 1,000 ways how to not make the light bulb. And then that 1,001st time, he actually achieved his goal, right? Now, I don't know if it was 1,000 times or if it's just urban legend or it just adds to the story and makes it great. It's still a good, relevant story if you get the principles of it. Principle is, go for it. Take some chances. Life is short. We don't know how short it's going to be for any of us, but the thing is that we may not have it tomorrow. That famous scene from Rocky, there is no tomorrow, when Rocky didn't want to train for that fight, or he wanted to quit early, and Apollo Creed's yelling at him, "There is no tomorrow." You got to look at life. There is no tomorrow, and you got to push forward, okay? Take the leap. It will build an amazing self-confidence. It'll boost that ego up, and you'll achieve more than you thought that you ever could. So this is your pep talk. Some of you probably need to hear this. Some of you just reinforces what you're already doing. In any event, if you know somebody that needs that, send them this video, or just keep these principles in mind and go to the next level. Like, share, subscribe.